Hey guys, well it's Vol here again. We're looking at a game of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, Empire against Warriors of Chaos. It's at First Turn Win at the Gaming Club in West Auckland. Josh, my opponent, has taken a Warriors of Chaos army, and he's taken very few models, many points invested in them. Chaos Lord and a Dragon, very rarely see that sort of thing in 8th. He's got a Juggernaut, a BSB, Dragon Ogres, a big unit of 30 Chaos Warriors of Nurgle with Halberds and the Banner of Rage. Ugh. Pretty extreme unit. He's got Chaos Knights, he's got a Hell Cannon, and not very much else. He's got a Nurgle Sorcerer on Palanquin, so this is Josh, just trying out a bit of a funny list. I don't really think I'd see him at a tournament with this sort of list. My army is the same 2,400 point Empire list that I've been playing with for the last month or two. We've got meeting engagement, and Josh is deploying first here. He's getting the first turn, unless I guess 6. And he's up against a bit of a gun line, so we'll see how long he lasts. I'm not really having very high hopes for his dragon, because any cannon hit that hits his dragon will hit the rider and the mount as well. Looking at the next picture, he's got this massive unit of Chaos Warriors. He's basically just put his movement trays together because he normally fields them as separate units, sometimes taking Chosen and so forth. But the thing about this sort of unit is that sometimes, you know, it doesn't really get into combat, but you can't get any points out of it. So really, this sort of unit is not always such a bad choice in 8th, although a lot of the time if you're against a smart opponent, he'll be able to get points out of the rest of your army, if there is a rest of the army, in which case, you know, in this case he does. Looking good though, and Josh, as always, painting his units really nicely. Next picture, you've got my Empire battle line drawn up. Really love playing Warhammer with more models than, you know, just a few guys, just a few elite troops. I like having tons and tons of dudes. Slowly making progress painting them all. You've got my rocket battery there, which is actually meant to represent a Hellstorm volley gun. A Hellblast volley gun, I should say. So that's the one that fires the artillery dice with the shots ×3 per turn. If you get a misfire, lots of things can go wrong. Pistoliers, really faring very well the last few games. I'm getting good at using them. They're really good to deploy first, to move to a different location with Vanguard, and just generally get in the way. They're good at sniping little remnants of units that you need to wipe out to get points at the end of the game, so very important for that reason. Next photo, the bulk of my army, just straight in the middle here. Flagellant, Swordsman, I've got the War Altar, plenty of Knights. I've got the old school Halberdiers, which I've yet to paint up. I've got the bases done so far, and I'm going to just work on the rest of the bodies when I've got the time, which I've been fairly short of lately. Next image, Chaos Warriors moving forward. Josh has got the first turn here, and nothing really happening with the spells. He's chosen the Third Eye of Tzeentch as an upgrade for his mage. I really love that ability in 8th edition, but only very rarely do you get to use it, but the times where it does prove useful, it's just really worth its weight in gold. Next image, moving up with his dragon as well. We haven't got the rider on top of the dragon because the rider's actually on the Juggernaut. Josh usually uses that particular model on top of his dragon. He actually designed most of these models during 7th edition when it was kind of cool to take a dragon, like a character on a dragon, but nowadays it's a bit more of a fluffy sort of novelty choice, I should say. Just because the dragon's easy to shoot now, it's less likely to break through a unit in one round of combat, and you really need a level 4 sorcerer in there, so that's reasons why you wouldn't see a dragon, just in case anybody was wondering. Next photo, we've started straight with a bang here, the War Altar charging straight into the Dragon Ogres, and the point of this is that the Arc Lector has the big mace which does d6 wounds, strength 10d6 wounds, so he can use that to off the BSB very early in the game and tie up the Dragon Ogres, preventing them from slaughtering the rest of my troops. So this is a fairly decisive move here by the Empire. We'll see how it goes, though. Next image, what have we got next? The Pistoliers have actually tried to wipe out the Knights. The Knights have in earlier turns actually charged the Swordsman, but they were severely depleted by my guns, so only a couple of them made it into the Swordsman. And when he finally rolled a 1 for his armor save, he broke and ran from the combat. But I did manage to catch him, so at this point, the Pistolier is just moving around, trying to gun down a few guys if possible, but they'll eventually run after that Knight and try and pick him off before you know, the game ends. Otherwise, I don't get any points for the Knights. Next photo, Josh is trying to move past his Dragon Ogres now with the rest of his warriors. Unfortunately for his dragon, earlier on in the game, I shot it and actually nailed the guy riding it, even though he had a 5+ ward save. But it didn't kill the dragon, but in later turns I managed to fire at the dragon and kill it with the cannons eventually. Josh was very unlucky, rolling a 111 when charging with his dragon in his second turn against some of my halberdiers. So that's what went down, and the Arc Lector still hacking away at the Dragon Ogres. The Dragon Ogres will need to kill both the Arc Lector and the War Altar to be able to get points out of it, and that's what I love about this War Altar. You can commit it early without having to worry about losing a big wad of points, so long as you've got a backup plan. Next image, and this is pretty much the second to last image of the game. A lot has happened, but it's been a very short game. Josh's Hell Cannon came on in reserve and sniped away at me, but didn't do very much damage. And since this is not a tournament game, and we're just having a bit of a laugh, I decided to charge his block of warriors with everything I had, which turned out to be a bit of a silly thing because he won the first round of combat. And even though we were in turn 5, we decided to call it quits because Josh had something else to go to. So that's where we wrapped up the game with neither player, actually collecting any points from this combat. If you go to the next photo, you can see his Dragon Ogres finally chasing away the swordsman, but the game ends here, and it's victory to the Empire, given that I've actually managed to nail his Hell Cannon and his dragon at this point, and his Chaos Knights, whereas he hasn't really got many points out of me at all. So that's how it ended up. Hope you enjoyed this little battle report. I hope you enjoyed the photography, and I like the lighting when we're at this particular club, so that's why I've been doing some battle reports. And that's it. Hope to have another game for you soon, but until next time.